Okay, so for all of y'all who don't know and for y'all that do know, I'm putting it down for the Argument League. This go Meezy. You feel me? Y'all make sure y'all go over there and like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, jump in that comment, cause the chat be lit. Shout out to my people in the chat, and even you off in the back. If you ain't here where you at, it's the league. Most of all, make sure you go support. I mean support with your voice, with your funds. Cause it's gonna be fun. We got the Maya Court coming. We got the Black History Trivia coming. And most of all, the most anticipated, most waited for backstage of the debates. Oh yeah, it's a debate league too. Make sure y'all go check it out. Peace within. Peace out. Kinfolk, let me see what they talking about. Let me see what they talking about. Pull up a chair. Come over here to the round table. We about to break it all down. We about to what? Break bread right now. You don't know, you in here rocking with Gold, and this is Gold Reacts. Today, we're gonna check out something similar to a lot of the topics that I've been bringing up, things that are pertinent to our everyday life. For me, this really hit home a while back, when I first started looking into my heritage and possibilities of where my people come from. I recognize that my people have a long, extensive history, and I refuse to disconnect from any of it. So when it comes to looking at my people here as well as around the world, I have probably a different approach than most, but I would like to expose other people to this because a lot of people just, in most instances, haven't been exposed to different things. Therefore, that's why they look at life in the way that they do. So I look at it as my opportunity to open up to you. You feel me? The video is about French military kills African civilians, and Akon gets involved. You feel me? Akon the artist, yes, Mr. Locked Up, won't let me out. Hey, it won't let me out, no. Yeah, hey, I might get involved, shoot. Not just on the money end, because you got a lot of people out here just want to get involved on the money end. You know what I'm saying? But this brother is actually involved with his people. In all ways, I would say. Because even his money ventures is so much to the benefit of his people. It's amazing. So I really appreciate you, bro. Without further ado, here we go.
Here is your latest African news. Niger. At least 2 killed, 18 wounded by French military in Niger. Niger's government says 2 people were killed and 18 wounded after a French military convoy heading to Mali was blocked by protesters angry at the failure of French forces to rein in terrorism in the region. The armed vehicles and logistics trucks had crossed the border last week after being blocked in Burkina Faso for a week after demonstrations about the lack of security there. People have been protesting the failure of both the Burkinabe authorities and French forces to stop mounting violence by Islamic militants. Anger about French military presence in its former colonies has been rising in Niger, Burkina Faso, and other countries in West Africa's Sahel region, where France has thousands of troops to fight affiliates of Al-Qaeda and Islamic State. Last week, hundreds of people in Burkina Bay city of Kaya blocked the French convoy, which is on its way from Cote d'Ivoire to Mali. Africa-wide.
Man, so shout out to my people out in Burkina Faso, because that's another reason why I've been, I studied French in high school. It was my choice. A lot of my friends chose Spanish. But as I'm stepping into myself, I'm glad that everything that I've done up until now has had a purpose. Because in connecting with my brothers over in Burkina, I had to learn French. You feel me? Or at least know enough. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Burkina Faso, one of the most peaceful places on the world. In the world, I should say. But yet and still, they're not playing no games with people that want to tread up on other people. I would encourage y'all, make sure y'all subscribe to TNACHEKI. Make sure y'all check that out. They keep you abreast up on what's going on in Africa as well as, abroad.
African Union rejects travel bans amid new COVID-19 variant. The African Union has cautioned countries across the world
They ain't
against
playing.
imposing quick travel bans on travelers from the continent in the wake of a new variant of the COVID-19 virus said to be more infectious. Dr. John Nkengasong, director of the Africa Center for Disease Control and Prevention, said the history of the pandemic had indicated travel bans served little purpose in managing the spread of the virus.
Right,
the
right.
African CDC's stance comes 2 days after South Africa's National Institute for Communicable Diseases announced it had detected a new variant, seen as a superbug version of the SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19. But hours after its detection, Western countries including UK, Germany, and the US imposed flight bans on South Africa and 6 of its neighbors where the variant had been detected. Canada, Morocco, Russia, and several others also imposed bans on the South African countries. Africa-wide. ACON joins the hashtag No More movement to defend Africa. The No More movement is getting greater acceptance in Africa and all over the world at large, with singers, songwriters, and human rights campaigner ACON joining and advocating for the movement.
Hell yeah, ACON. Hell yeah. That's what's up. Because at the end of the day, somebody got to step up. And as y'all seen in that last situation, they sit there and said the travel bans did not help. Putting travel restrictions on people did not help. But yet and still, come on, in that last story, they saying they put travel restrictions on the people out of South Africa. That lets you know them travel bans mean more than just, oh, we trying to keep down the variant. Come on, bro. South Africa is one of the strongest, areas on that continent. As far as built up, being forward in industries, politics, stuff like that. So if you really want to attack a continent or a country, you have to attack their stronghold or put sanctions on their stronghold. No different than they have done African countries before. So as much as people who come from, living in a place where you can always go to the grocery store, having certain infrastructure, you feel me? The difference is, when you in other places like Africa, you got to learn to be self-sufficient and be able to take care of yourself for the most part. Because there will be times when you're off the grid, so to speak. But it don't change the facts. Like, when people want to get resources in Africa talking about no more movement, like, they can't just come in there and take what they want and move around with their military, you feel me? And that's really why they got a military there, to protect the fact that that's what they doing. You think I'm playing? Why the market going so crazy now? When motherfuckers talking about no more. No more. African unions coming together. No more. See, some people thought when they got rid of Gaddafi, it was over with. They wouldn't have to worry about that. But y'all got to pay attention to a lot of these. How many African presidents came up missing or passed away in the past, year or so? Shit, at this point, the past 2 years. Y'all got to look into that. Check that out. We're going to get back to it, though.
No More movement took place last week in several parts of the world, and the recognition it received accordingly shows that Africa and other countries are clearly showing solidarity with not only Ethiopia, but Africa.
That's what's up, man.
The movement apparently manifests that Ethiopia has been emerging once again as a beacon of an African freedom struggle. South Africa. President calls for lift of Omicron travel bans.
Okay.
South Africa's president has condemned travel bans
Talk
enacted
to
against his country and its neighbors over the new coronavirus variant, Omicron. Cyril Ramaphosa said he was deeply disappointed by the action, which he described as unjustified, and called for the bans to be urgently lifted. The UK, EU, and US are among those who have imposed travel bans. Omicron has been classified as a variant of concern. Early evidence suggests it has a higher reinfection risk. The variant,
hey, but saying you can't come to our country if we can't get what we want from you.
Reported to the World Health Organization last week. The WHO has warned against countries hastily imposing.
When we native to the planet, how you gonna do that? We native to the planet. How you gonna do that, G? How you gonna put a travel ban on me? Where I'm from, wherever I wanna go. My bloodline go through there. Like, what? See, yeah, they fooled you, yeah. Oh, yeah, you thought it was certain people just from certain areas. Look into the history of any area and find out what the oldest people look like.
At a risk-based and scientific approach. However, numerous...
So I could never be a boy. Never be a boy. My DNA too old. You feel me? My DNA older than your grandma.
Have been introduced in recent days amid concerns over the variant. Uganda. Uganda asks China to amend airport loan clauses. Uganda is seeking to amend a loan agreement it signed with China in 2015 to ensure the government doesn't lose control of the nation's only international airport.
They better?
The East African nation borrowed $200 million from the Export-Import Bank of China to expand the Entebbe airport, according to the report. The loan, which was intended for the development of Entebbe Airport, included a 20-year payback schedule and a 7-year grace period. The Uganda Civil Aviation Authority said some provisions in the financing agreement expose Entebbe International Airport and other Ugandan assets to be attached and taken over by Chinese lenders upon arbitration in Beijing. China has rejected pleas by Uganda to renegotiate the toxic clause of the 2015 loan, leaving Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni's administration in limbo.
Wow, China know they wrong for that.
To make COVID-19 vaccine mandatory for targeted groups from January. Ghana will ramp up its COVID-19 inoculation campaign next month and make the vaccine mandatory for targeted groups, including all public sector and health workers from January 22nd. Health Service Director General Patrick Kuma Aboraji said only 1.4 million people
out of
Ghana's population of 30 million are fully vaccinated. The government will hold a vaccination drive in December, after which the vaccine will be mandatory for employees in all arms of government, health workers, security personnel, staff, and students of secondary and tertiary education.
Nah, little homie, they got you, G.
He said
vaccination
will also be needed for nightclubs, beaches, sports stadiums, and restaurants. East Africa. EAC bans dumping of electronic waste, calls for recycling. A ban on the dumping of electronic waste in the region received.
We do need to recycle our materials and reuse it.
Prohibited the importation of cathode ray tubes and standalone used computer monitors with effect from July 1st, 2022. The East African Community Sectoral Council on Trade, Industry, Finance and Investment held a meeting in Arusha chaired by Kenya's Cabinet Secretary in charge of Trade and Industrialization, Betty Maina, in which the partner states Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi and South Sudan agreed unanimously to ban dumping of e-waste in the region. The decision follows concerns that firms in developed countries were exporting these items to developing countries purportedly as refurbished and good for use, while instead were dumping them so that they don't have to deal with the e-waste when they become obsolete. Thanks for watching.
That's something right there. And that's amazing to hear it, though, because I was just in here saying, like, we got to keep in mind the skill sets that it takes to put certain things together. So when we see materials, we could do for self, and we don't got to keep on asking and begging so we can buy certain things. You feel me? Like you seen what China did when they gave them people that money. They put a clause in there. They put a clause, as the man said, a toxic clause. They put a clause in there to where they knew it was gonna be a point you weren't gonna be able to pay. As soon as you couldn't pay, it just goes over to them. Not, oh, we're gonna extend your time to pay, but you're gonna have to pay more. Nah, none of that. That being said, kinfolk, you know how it go. I love you as myself. Ain't nothing you can do about it. As we are one, kinfolk. Let me see what they talking about. Let me see what they talking about. Pull up a chair. Come over here to the round table. We about to break it all down. We just what? Broke bread right now. Peace within, peace out. Lovely day.
Kato, you way too dope, kid.
I remember how we was smiling like a motherfucker in my one-bedroom apartment. I remember how it all started. We was grinding like a motherfucker in my one-bedroom apartment. Yeah, I remember how it all started. We was grinding in my one-bedroom apartment. And we came up selling wool packs. Old heads used to tell us don't do that, but we tryna come up by any means. Or pop your top if you come in between. Leave him dead on the scene. Now he laying down on the scene.
Kato, you way too dope.
I try to block it out, but it's too late now.
I wish I never seen